Okay, we'll just explain you one more time for the branching, and then we'll basically switch to how branching works, right? I'm audible to everyone. I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Everyone, just
Yes.
turn off your cameras, or your videos will be there with the recordings. If you have no
Yeah, we
problem with
can
it,
see that. Yes, in
yeah,
yesterday's
yeah.
video.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you don't have problem,
So
I
we
don't have
can turn
problem.
off the camera now.
Yeah. If you don't have
Okay.
problem, I don't have problem. If you want, then just turn off your cameras. Okay. So you will not be there in recording. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So what is happening, right? So branching system, you need to understand branching system, right? So let's say, for example, there is one project, and this project is basically there at the top, right? In the remote. In the remote, when I say in the remote, it is there in the git, right? Remote. Okay. So in the remote, you have one system there. Okay. Remote repository is nothing but your remote repository is nothing but this remote repository is nothing but your GitHub repository, right? You have created it. Okay. So this remote repository is where is at the GitHub, right? Now what we do that with this remote repository, there is a basically, let's say we have one 6 to 12 project, and this project has one file which is script.js. Okay. And this script.js, let's say, have the 4 lines, or let's say have 100 lines of code. Okay. Now no one is waiting for you to come and basically write the 100 lines of code, right? It is already there. Project is already there. You are joining the team afterwards, let's say. For example, when I'm talking about you, I'm giving you the generic examples, right? Okay. So when the people are joining from the different team for this, right? So what will happen here? Okay. Let's say A has joined, at the same time B has joined, at the same time C has joined, right? A, B, and C has joined, right? Okay. So when I say A has joined, when B has joined, and when C has joined, what they will do at the first, they will basically clone the code. Okay. So first thing they will do will be cloning the code. Clone the code. Clone the code or download. Cloning is the better option. Okay. So when I say they clone the code, what do you understand by that when I say they clone the code? So when they clone the code, okay, what is happening behind the scenes? All these 100 lines which so let's say this is 100 lines are basically sitting under one branch. Okay, one branch means one project branch. Okay, and let's call that main branch, right? It is basically the main branch. When A joins the team, right, he clone this project into his local machine, right? I will tell you how to clone also. So he clone this project into his local machine, right? And here is also here is also the main branch, right? When he clone the code, he is also having one file which is script.js, no? And he has basically 100 lines for it. Now this is what this is what this is remote. This is what this is remote main branch. This is what this is local main branch. So when I clone the project, I am also having one main branch, that is local main branch. Is this fine? Local main branch. This is fine to everyone. Just type yes. Yeah. So this is local A branch. Okay. So this is another, right? This is another branch, right? And this is another branch. So you basically has 3 branches. Okay. See, these people has their own local main branch, right? And you are expecting that whatever they clone, all the files are cloned, and these people are also having script.js file along with 100 lines of code. Okay? Along with 100 lines of code. this is also having what you say script.js file along with 100 lines of code. So let's say for example, here also 100 line of code and here also 100 line of code. Now let's say for example, the team come up with a, you say teams come up with a problem statement that way they have to implement the login functionality. Okay. So login functionality, so they come up with a solution where they are basically trying to basically implement a login functionality. Okay. So when I say they are basically trying to implement a login functionality, there are, let's say, 5 points, right? We are talking about. So 5 points they are talking about to basically implement a login functionality. First point is, let's say they want to login with Facebook. They want to log in with Twitter, and they want to log in with Facebook, Twitter, and let's say Gmail, Google login. Now A is working on this Facebook. Okay. A will be working on Facebook login. B will be working with Twitter login. That's a, and C will be working with Gmail login. Now what is happening? The login functionality, you need to understand this. This login functionality will get completed, right? This this complete login functionality will get completed once these all three are developed. All three are developed and all three are merged into this main branch. Okay. Now he wants to start work. So they don't have the pen drive to give it from here. So he will not develop the code for the Facebook and take the pen drive and give it to here. And he will not develop it for Twitter and give it to here. Then he will not. So basically, they don't share the code in the pen drive, right? What he will do from this, he will not touch this local main branch. He will create another branch from this main branch. When I say he will create another branch from this main branch, means the newly created branch. Let's say the newly created branch name is A or login, or I kept that branch as login underscore Facebook. That by default, this branch will be having how many lines of code? Okay. Or else this branch, there are branches, right? So these branches will be having how many lines of code? Anyone? So these branches will be basically having how many lines of code? This is the first question. So our new branches, let's say I will call this branch as FB for the Facebook. Let's call it. So this FB branch by default will hold how many lines of code? It will basically hold the same line of code as present in the
Okay.
local main branch, right? Similarly, this Twitter will also have the same line of code, and this Gmail will also have the same line of code. All these three branches will be having the same lines of code. Now what happens? Now with the 100 lines, he will start developing his code, which is login for Facebook. He will start also developing this code, which is again login for Twitter, and he will also start developing his code, which is login for Gmail. Is this fine? Okay. So now let's say he added 50 lines of code to implement the Facebook. So he will not, and now the total number of lines for the branch FB, means for the branch Facebook, will be how many? Will be 150 lines. Is this fine? Will be 150 lines. I'm clear on this, everyone? Okay. So it will be total 150 lines. So now he will not merge this FB branch into the local main branch and make this 150. What he will do, he will send this complete branch from the local to the remote. So remote FB branch will be created. Is this fine? Remote FB branch will be created. So when remote FB branch will be created, okay, remote FB branch is created, he will raise the compare and pull request. So there is a topic which is conflict, which I will tell you. He will basically raise the request, pull request, compare and pull request. Someone from the team will review his code and whatever the 50 lines he had written, whether they are according to the specification, according to the standards, according. Okay, so there will be peer review. If they find everything is to be correct, right, what they will do, they will simply add this, they will simply merge this branch into the remote main branch. Remote main branch, they will merge it, and they will simply delete this branch, because now these both the branches are having same code, so no use of keeping this. They will also delete this branch. Which branch it is? The local review branch. Both the branches will be deleted. But now in my in my in a user for the main branch, the code is not still updated, right? Because this main branch code is now updated to plus 50 lines, so 150 in total. What I need to do, I need to basically first merge the code and make my, you can do it with two things: rebase and basically merging the code or taking the pull. So when you pull, so again, now your local main branch will be updated with one lines. He starts working. When he starts working, there was nothing like this, right? So what he also needs to do, he also needs to basically take the pull of the branch and update this branch to 150 lines of code. Similarly, is the case with this. So when you are basically logging out of the code, logging out of the office, what you need to do, you need to push the code. Is this clear? And when you are basically coming at the office first, because you should be having the updated code, you should be pulling the code. I am clear on this. Say yes on chat box if that is clear. Everyone, okay, just run this. Let's run these scenarios on the Visual Studio Code. Whatever I'm teaching with the command lines can be also done with the UI. Okay, Git is very easy, but you need to understand what we are doing. Okay, let's say by default this is the Tixo system which I have already pushed on the remote repo yesterday, right? And if I come here and if I go to GitHub, you will see there is one Tixo 12. Okay, you need to search in my repos. You'll see there is a project called as Tixo 12. Okay. Mm, okay. So so this is a project we have already, right? And this project is there in remote machine, right? Now let's say tomorrow you join. So how you clone it like this. You click on this code and you basically copy clip this option. Copy clip this option, and somewhere I will just store it somewhere. I will not touch the desktop 12. So I will open another CMD, and let's say in somewhere in documents I will store it. So I will say cd documents, cd documents, and here I will say git clone, and I will just simply clone this. So this is the command. So that complete project will be coming into my local machine. Okay, so if you cd dot open, this is not one from my desktop. This is one where I clone it. Okay, I clone it from the GitHub, right? So similarly, when you basically enter the office, they will give you the credentials, and you need to clone the project. So here, let's say cd takes it to, and I have cloned this project, and you can see this project. Okay, so this was the command to just clone. Okay, I just want to tell you the command for the clone. This is not my actual project. My actual project basically is on the desktop. Is this fine? How to clone the project? Type yes. Okay, cloning the project. How you clone? You say git clone and this. So it will basically clone the complete project. Now let's see the branching system, right? So what I will do quickly, I will just add this and just quickly push this. Okay, so git add dot, you know why git add dot is used, and everyone knows why git commit is used. And then we need to do is git push. Okay, So now if you want to see the branch, like what branch I'm working on, let's say I started just understand this example like this. I just joined the office. I joined the office, right? I clone the project. Now, what the branches are having? When I clone the project, I'm having only one branch, which is main branch. So if I say git branch, I will be getting the count of branches I am having. Okay. So when you say git branch, okay, when you say git branch, you will be having the branches. How many branches you have, right? So currently you are having how many branches? You are having one branch only. Okay. Now let's say I want to create the branch. So create a branch. The command is git branch fb. Okay. So git branch fb. If I run this command, another branch will be created. So I say git branch fb. Now you see again git branch. You run the command git branch again. You will be basically saying there are two branches now. Okay. But again, you see the main one is highlighted. Why? Because you are not shift yourself to the FB branch. You need to go to FB branch to write the code there, right? On that particular branch. Now, when you see the branches, you understand it as a separate project folder only, right? How many lines of code the FB branch will be having? The FB branch will be having same line of code which the local main, because this system is in local main. Now you see this, when I say local main, this is the local main branch. Okay. When I say the remote main, you see here it is remote main branch. Is this also clear? Remote main branch and local main branch. Type yes quickly. I'm audible? Yeah. So everyone understood what is remote branch and what is local branch. Everyone is clear with that thought, right? Okay. So when I'm basically what I have done here, when I basically say I created one branch with git branch fb, and now I need to move to that branch and start working. So I will move from one branch to another branch. So there is a command, Anna, git checkout fb. So if I say git checkout fb, now I will be switched to the branch. So now if I say git branch again, you see, everyone can see, right? Now the branch FB is highlighted green. Now this branch is having, oh, this is the branch, right? This branch is basically having same line of code which the local main branch is having, right? Now I will come back here and I will start writing. I am start writing something. I'm adding something to not to, I'm adding something to the FB branch now. Let's say console.log. I'm saying I am from FB branch. I say like this, I am from the FB branch, I save the code. When I say I am from the FB branch and I save the code, okay. Now again, I need to add, the process remains the same. You need to add it to the staging. You need to commit, you need to commit it, okay. Now all these things are happening in the FB branch and then you need to push, oh sorry, then you can check with git log, right? When you do git log and you basically do git log, you see the head commit, the last commit is on which branch? FB branch, right? So now, but again, there is a problem, right? So now I have written something on the FB branch, which is responsible for implementing long range functionality with, what you say, Facebook. That's a dummy code. Now, what I need to do, I need to basically, if I still pull the main branch, there is no code in the main branch, right? I cannot simply merge my local Facebook with the main. That can be done, but that is not a good practice. So what can be done here? The important thing you should be doing here is basically, anyone? You should be basically pushing your FB branch to the remote. Okay. So how you push the FB branch to the remote? So you say basically git push remote. No, sorry, git push origin FB. So now when you write git push origin FB, Anna, I will also write here git push origin FB. Now your remote will also have one FB branch. Okay. So quickly I will again make one comment. So git add dot git and dot git commit edit and then git push. So git push, this command, they will give you auto suggestion. You can also run this command. Git push dash dash setup upstream origin fb. Now if you go there and check, so now you see another branch is there. If I click on the branches, if I just refresh it, if I click on the branches, I should be seeing two branches now. This is the main branch and this is the fb branch. Now you see you are already getting compare and pull request. Why there is compare and pull request? Because you need to merge your code. Which code? Code from your fb branch to the main branch. So there is a compare and pull request. Someone will review your code and will comment something here. Let's say all good, can be merged, peer review is done. Then you say create a pull request. Create a pull request means basically pulling your code from your fb to the main branch, remote main branch. Now if there are no conflicts, ability to merge. If there are no conflicts, see this branch has no conflict with the base branch, means we are not written anything on the same line, then merge pull request, that's it, and confirm merge. Merge pull request and confirm merge will basically what they will do, they will simply basically put all the code which you have on the fb branch to the remote main branch. Then this pull request, see, pull request successfully merge and close, and now you don't require this branch because now both the branches are same. Which both branches are same? Main remote and main fb branches are same. What you need to simply do, you need to simply delete this branch. Which branch? Remote fb. So now deleting this remote fb branch, we have again left with only one branch, which is main remote. Okay, so main remote branch. Okay, I go back to the code again. See, now if you basically see, check the code from the fb branch is merged. That's why I can see in my main branch, I can see this console.log, I am from the fb branch. Okay, now let's come back to a local. So in local also you see all the code is been merged, right? So if I see the branches now, I don't require this fb branch anymore because I have already worked on this fb branch. From this fb branch, I have merged the code into the main branch, right? So what I will do, I will quickly check out to my main branch. So I have check out to my main branch. Now means main branch is not updated. Okay, but before updating the main branch, I will delete the local fb branch. So how you delete? You say git branch dash d. Dash d stands for deleting, and which branch you want to delete? fb. So I'm deleting my local fb branch. Is this clear to everyone? Deleting the local fb branch. So now if I delete, I run this command. So when you are deleting the branch, you should not be, so if you get such a warning, just do the capital D, it will delete it. Okay, deleting the branch fb was that has been merged to the reference only, but not yet merged to the head. Okay, so what you can do, when you basically switch back, so you say git branch. So when you basically switch back to, it's already deleted. See, they have just given the warning, but the branch is deleted, right? So local fb branch is deleted. Okay, now you understand this. This is the main branch now. The main branch is not updated. I have added additional code from the fb branch to the remote branch, but my local main branch is not updated. So what I will do, I will say git pull. So I'll be pulling the code. When I pull the code, see, this command has come, this line has come, right? So now my local main branch is also updated with the, my local main branch is also updated with the fb branch code, right? So how you basically do it here? So you say git branch dash d for deleting the branch fb. When you're deleting the branch, you should not be on the same branch. So you need to basically check out on the another branch. Okay. If I save this, now my local main branch is updated. Then if I want to work again, I have to start working on the, let's say I want to start working on Twitter. So what I will do is, I will be again creating one other branch. So I will again create another branch. Okay, I will start working on it. Then I will raise the pull request from that branch, or I will send that branch to a remote repo. Somewhere will compare my code. If they found the code is correct, then what will they? They will basically merge the code. Again, I need to update my main branch, local main branch. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Type yes. I don't see everyone typing yes. Should I call out the name? Fine. Okay. Now let's say what is conflict, right? Okay. Now let's understand so conflict, right? Let's say for example, I'm making direct changes on the let's quickly okay. Okay. So you have pushed the code right now. Yeah. So what happened? Someone make the changes, right? If I go back here, okay, I am writing. So let's say I am writing on line number 10. I am saying so I am basically writing on the local main branch only. Console.log. I am writing code into local main branch. Let's So it says I am writing the code from the local main branch. When it says I am writing the code from the local main branch, okay, I have written the code on that line number 10 of this script.js file. Okay. And some other programmer or the other person from my team who is also writing, who has pushed the code, and merged that code into the what you say, who has pushed the code and merged that code into what you say on this remote repository. So I am directly making changes. So he has pushed his branch, then he has merged this code, but directly I am writing here directly, right? I am saying I am from. So when he basically merged his code from his branch to the what you say remote main branch, it will be happening, right? Same things I am doing directly. This is not the good practice. So he say I am from B user, B user. Now what is happening? I am making changes on the 10 line of the same file, and he has already made 10 changes, right? He has already made the same changes on the 10th line, right? Okay. Changes happen or not? Let's see again. Yeah, see. On line number 10, console.log, I am from B user. I am making changes from the 10 line. Okay. I am making changes from the 10 line. He has already made the changes on the 10 line. Now there is a conflict. Why? Because both people are trying to basically change the same line in the same file, right? So there will be conflict. So how will you basically get the conflict? So you say git add dot, you say git commit, edit, and then you say if you when you try to push, you will get the conflict. Say you will get the message. Now this is the message. Fail to push some reference like this because the remote contains work that you don't have. Right? See the note about fast forward in the git. Okay. So now what is happening? When you try to push the code, it is saying that your branch is not updated. Okay, branch is not updated, and there's a conflict. So now what you need to do first? You need to update your branch. When you try to update your branch, you will see there is a conflict, right? So you say git pull to update your main branch, and now you see there is a conflict. Everyone sees on line number 10, there is a conflict, right? This is code coming from the remote branch. I am from B user. This is the code you have written that I am writing into local main branch. Okay. Now there are three options here. You have accept current changes. Accept current changes means whatever you have written that I am writing code into local main branch, only keep that changes. Remove I am from B user. This is the one option. Accept incoming changes means whatever is coming from the remote, you have to accept it. Means what you do, you accept I am from B branch, B user. If you want to keep both, then if you want to keep both means both the changes, you have to keep this line also, this line also. Though 10, my tail line will remain constant, then the line I am getting from the remote will basically move to the next line. So you can keep the both changes because both the codes are important. And then you can basically click on here and you can compare the changes. So these are the changes on line number, this I have this, and from the remote branch I have this. So comparison can also be done. Is this fine? Okay. But let's say I want to keep both changes. So I say accept both changes. So now what is coming from the remote is suddenly jump to the 11. Now this is done, right? We have merged. Okay. So now simply after the merge is done, again what you need to do, you need to git add dot git commit, git commit dash app added, and last line will be again git push. So again you are pushing the code. So there was a conflict, you resolve the conflict, again you add it to the, there was a conflict, you resolve the conflict, again you added it to the staging, and then you basically add it to the staging, again you commit it, and again you push. Now if you go again to the remote main branch and if you refresh it, you see both the codes. I am writing code into local main branch and I am basically from B user. Both the codes will be there. So conflict arrives. When the conflict will arrive? Conflict will arrive when you basically conflict will arrive when you basically both are working on the same file on same lines. Is it clear? Just type yes if it is clear to everyone. Is this clear? Okay, fine. So this was all about branching, right?